In Ghost Simulator, there's recently been a new addition to the game called Rebirths. So I'll be going over and showing you guys how you can rebirth in the fastest possible time, both for a single rebirth with setup on your past life and based on just a continuous grind, which would be the fastest strategies. To start off with, I'll go over some of the things that require Robux and are therefore, in my opinion, optional to do to get fast rebirths, and those are mainly game passes and VIP servers. We're going to start with the VIP servers. VIP servers are cost 10 Robux a month and are pretty cheap and allow players to grind effectively in single player, or play with friends if they want to just stay in the main hub. If you are wanting to rebirth in your quickest possible time, it is in your best interest to have a VIP server where you can just get away from people and just grind by yourself. In terms of game passes, there are some really useful game passes that you can buy that will really speed up the time it takes for you to grind. Most notably, you have double items, which is, I would say, almost a necessary item for getting really quick rebirth, and I would suggest buying if you have enough. And also, potentially double range and more agility, since in the beginning of the game you do not have a hoverboard and it helps have a little bit extra speed, and the double range allows you to better hook onto ghosts without having to worry about being too far away. Of course, all of these game passes are optional, since I'm not going to say you have to buy Robux items, but some of them, like the double items, as I said, are almost basically required if you want to get a really quick time. Another thing that you probably want to do on your first life, or if you're already rebirth on your current life, if you don't have good pets, is work on getting some better pets. My suggestion would be go grind the final boss a few times by yourself and just grind out a few keys so that you can open some crates to hopefully get some better pets. In my opinion, all you really need is a few mythicals, like Tato, from the developer chests, and to greatly speed up the grind time of your next life, both allowing you to buy equipment faster and also allowing you to vacuum ghosts faster if you don't have enough power. If you already have good ghosts, good pets, this isn't necessary, but if most people end up rebirthing with godly pets or stuff, I would suggest doing this on your current life. The next thing that I would suggest to do to get quick rebirth is on your first rebirth, or if you haven't already on your next rebirth, is coming into the void and selecting the multiple streams rebirth perk, because this allows you to skip Finsley questline, and instead of having to work your way all the way through that, you can just skip it, grab a few items from each of the areas, unlock the ice cave, and then move on to Ghost World. The next thing you want to do every life to make sure that your next life goes by pretty quickly is convert all your items, spare items, into some gum. Especially you're looking for some glitchy loot gum and maybe a bit of the other movement-based gums, since those can help you traverse the area a little bit quicker. Next, we'll be taking a look at the path you'll take once you rebirth, and throughout this I'll be sending a few notes about what you should do to prepare for each of these on either your life before or leading up to it, so be sure to watch all of it and and follow what's going on, since I'll probably not be setting it out in the most easy to follow manner. So the first thing to do once you rebirth is probably going to be to go into your inventory and while just running over here, grab a gum of some sort. I would suggest probably just some zoom gum, since you don't have a hoverboard yet, and grab a few of these ghosts, just enough to upgrade your 10 once. So with double items it won't take that long. You don't have magnetism at this point, so you'll actually have to pick up the items. But yeah, once you have that, you'll upgrade your antenna and run over to Adam over here. You'll start on his quest. Basically has you vacuum some of these ghosts. I'll have to pick up the items. But yeah, you'll make your way through here. Be sure to, when you're getting close to when done with Adam's questline, grab like 10 extra hammers from the construction site since you'll need them later. But other than that, you can go through his questline normally and unlock the hoverboard. Make sure to use gum. As I've said before, gum really helps. At this point, you want to be either using zoom gum or the loot gum for extra item drops, depending on how much you need. At that point, once you're done with him, you can scoot over. That's just probably using the Saladin teleport over here to the Wild West. And for Wild West, you'll need to do Jesse as normal, but in addition to that, you'll also need to pick up 100 additional meteorites and 95 additional gold bars, along with another 25 of the artifacts from the pyramids. And then once you're done with Jesse, what you want to do is move over to the beach area. Once you get to the beach, you don't need to worry about Finsley, so what you want to do is collect enough doubloons and antenna parts from these ghosts to upgrade your antenna, unlock the ice cave, and still have 115 extra doubloons for Yoko and Blaze's quest lines. And then once you're done with that, you need to come down here to the underwater area and collect enough pearls from here to unlock the next antenna for Volcano, unlock the ice cave, and then still have 110 extra for quest lines from Blaze and Yoko. Moving on, you'd come up to the volcano and save an additional 50 diamonds on top of unlocking the ice cave, but since there's no next 10 level, you don't need to worry about that. And once you've done collecting all of that, you can move on to the next area, since Yoko does require you to come back to the ice cave to vacuum some ghosts, but not collect items, so you'll get the items you need for Blaze from there. And to help you guys out with this, I made a handy little cheat sheet. As you can see, I've put it up on the screen. It is missing the artifacts since I forgot about those while making the cheat sheet, so just remember to collect the additional 25 artifacts on top of this. But yeah, that's what you need from the main hub. You still will have to come back for some bosses, so if you forget stuff, just try to remember next time you're back. A lot of the quest lines do have you coming back, so as long as you aren't needing to come back just for the items, you will be fine and the time will be the same. But yes, that is and once you're all done with the collection of those items, you can just come over to the portal, go over to Ghost World, and once you're into Ghost World, you can fly over and start the Ghost Hunter Yoko questline. This is the only questline in Ghost World that you need to worry about. Ghost Hunter Yoko has quite a few leveling questlines, and so prior to getting to him, like while you're doing main hub quests, and maybe even if you want to, the life before, you want to be working on leveling up some pets to just before the levels displayed on screen, to give you a little bit of an edge when it comes to getting through his questline. So be prepared for that and work on especially the level 10s and 7 pets beforehand by equipping 2 common pets during your main hub grind. If you don't have the pets, you can just use a common or uncommon to get to there, but yeah, these are all the pets that you'll need before doing Yoko. Yoko also requires you to do quite a bit of bosses, mini bosses, and normal bosses, so for that I would say gather a lot of boss bait or be prepared to server hop quite a bit in public servers to get all those necessary bosses. For the one quest that requires you to defeat one of each boss, I would say just gather 15 or 5 or so boss bait and do that in just a random public server that almost has its first boss. And yeah, that would be all you need to know to defeat Yoko. Once you're done with Yoko, you want to come over here into the castle and start your work on the Gatekeeper questline. At this point, you should probably have a decent vacuuming pack from the completing Yoko's and vacuuming their ghosts, so you should be able to manage all the ghosts in here pretty easily and complete Gatekeeper pretty quickly. In terms of additional items in Ghost World that you need to unlock. Most of the items you do get from just normal, well, from the Yoko questline, but you also need to unlock the musical meadows and get a bit from there, so be careful to grab the few additional that you'll need from there. And this is about the items I think you'll need to grab. You might need to grab an additional some stopwatches and crowns, but only 10 of each. One of the questlines also of Gatekeeper requires you to defeat this mini guardian boss. Since you've already rebirthed once, I don't think you'll have any difficulties, but if you do, there are probably some good videos or tutorials on how to do it. I'll probably be uploading videos later, maybe in a month or so, on how to defeat each boss, but yeah. Once you're done with the Ghost World though, you can head over to the back door. You probably will have to teleport to main hub, then to back door, since it doesn't unlock instantly once you upgrade your antenna, using the part from the Gatekeeper. But once you're into the back door, what you want to do is just start work on upgrading your antenna. Ignore every single questline in here, including Riley and, as I said, every single questline. And so just work your way over and get up to Agent Blaze. Don't worry about grabbing extra items, since when you're working on Blaze, you'll be in the back door anyways, so you don't need to, it doesn't take as long to change between servers as with the main hub or Ghost World items. So I'm not going to have a detailed list of all the items that you need to grab for Blaze in the back doors, since you can easily just grab them when you need them. Just a quick reminder that you probably want to be using your glitchy loot gum all through this area, so that you have enough items. And apparently I'm lagging, but yeah, remember to use gum throughout this whole thing so that you have enough items to upgrade and your antenna quicker. The last quest of Agent Blaze requires you to come over here and defeat the final boss. Just remember that I'm not going to go over details on how to defeat the boss, since you've already done it before if you're on your second or third, or your first rebirth at least. And so once you're done with that, you can teleport over to the Void and start on with the developer questlines. This is the last stint. I know currently the Rebirth NPC is glitched, so that you don't need to defeat the final boss to rebirth, but in the future I'm assuming that this will be patched, and so you guys will need to do the developer quest lines all over again. And so I'm just going to explain the order. It goes from Coven, which is pink, over to the yellow Dylan, then it goes to green Mackie, blue with Joven, and then red over there with Adam. It's basically a rainbow, since you go from a reddish color, pink, over to yellow, green, blue, red, which first and last are the only ones out of. But you can think of this as pink, yellow, green, blue, red, which you can think of as pi, so P-Y, pi, G, so for that I'd say go. So pi, go, brr, with blue and red. So I'll put a little thing up there, and that's just the order, and you do that, and then go fight the Bowbox. And then once you're done with defeating the Bowbox from that, you can come over here and then just complete the quest line and jump into the Void. And that is how I would say is the fastest way to get your Rebirth in Ghost Simulator. So, yeah. Maybe I should create like a document with like a flowchart of all this information, but might not be the fastest way, and there might be more optimizations to do, like ignoring more quest lines. But that would be what I would consider the fastest way to get a rebirth. If you guys have different ideas, please let me know in the comments, or if you want a better organized, yeah. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and if this did help you, please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to see more Ghost Simulator videos like this, subscribe and ring that bell.